After an offbeat start, WandaVision is gradually winning over more and more audiences. But, despite this, 5 episodes in, it is becoming increasingly clear that Disney and Marvel dropped the ball big time. Not on the creative side of things, but business-wise, and they did so in a couple of ways. If you haven't seen WandaVision yet, then turn back now. There will be spoilers, as this editorial is about how Disney and Marvel screwed the series' pace by ballooning the episode count, and how they diminished the impact of a major reveal for a large swath of the audience. WandaVision started out in an unusual way, let's say. That is, it didn't start unusual for the late 1950s, but it did start unusual for this day and age, what with mimicking the look and feel of your grandparents' televised entertainment. Most people went with it, of course, and we did get 2 episodes on the premiere day. After those, it should be clear to everyone that there was far more to it than what it appeared. However, by the 3rd episode, we were still in that whole retro TV Jacob's Ladder ordeal, and by now, many started to tune out, as was apparent from the social media response. It wasn't until episode 4, 3 weeks into the series, that the point of view shifted and we saw what was on the proverbial other side of the camera. This was all good and well, and everyone that stuck with the series were rewarded for doing so. I'm sure that many of those who felt that 3 episodes worth of Jacob's Ladder was pushing it too far were brought back as well, but then again, some dropped out for good. Only Disney Plus knows how many never checked back in for episode 4. Maybe those that dropped out with the intention of staying out can be brought back by a later Luke Skywalker level moment in WandaVision, and maybe they can't, I don't know. But I do believe more people dropped out in episode 3 than Disney would have liked, and that was entirely preventable. WandaVision now consists of 9 episodes, but that wasn't always the case. It was confirmed to be 9 episodes in the beginning of January of this year, but before it was confirmed, it was rumored to be 9 episodes. That rumor was first reported by Murphy's Multiverse, and few took that rumor seriously. Prior to the official confirmation, the series was believed to be 6 episodes, at most 8. This number of episodes was based on the initial soft announcement that was leaked to Variety back in September of 2018, as well as on Kevin Feige himself, who described WandaVision as a 6-hour movie. This suggests that at some point, perhaps not that long ago, and certainly after shooting concluded, the decision was made to extend WandaVision from 6, or more likely 8, to 9 episodes. Not by adding any more footage, but by splitting the footage they had into more episodes. This obviously could be done, but at the expense of pace, as the episode splits would have to be shifted in the editing bay to places they were never written or filmed to be. I've heard rumors. Let me stress that again, rumors. So do take with the recommended daily sodium intake and all of that this is exactly what happened here. These rumors suggest that the original plan was for the vintage TV Jacob's Ladder ordeal to take place entirely within the first 2 episodes, which were to be a standard double pilot episode fare, to be published on Disney Plus in 1 day, ending with a glimpse of our world. Then, episode 3, to be published in the 2nd week, would pick up more or less at the beginning of the episode 4 that we ended up getting. This is what we've speculated on in our live reviews of each episode, the playbacks of which you can find on our sister channel Midnight's Edge Live Archives. But a little birdie has since suggested to me that this speculation was bang on the money. This birdie also suggested that the public excuse for splitting what should have been a normal double episode into 3 half-hour episodes would be to mimic the running time of yesteryear sitcoms. But the real reason was allegedly a call from very high up to extend the episode count as a means to shorten the gap between WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the next series out. So there you have it. WandaVision dragged for a while there not because of any creative choice, but due to a business decision, if this rumor is to be believed. However, not content with that, Disney also found another way to compromise the series for the audience, at least the Spanish-speaking part of it. In episode 5, Wanda decided to bring back her dearly departed brother Pietro, better known as Quicksilver, whom she last saw in Age of Ultron, then portrayed by Aaron Taylor Johnson, formerly of Kick-Ass fame. Honestly, no one really cared for this iteration of the character, as Age of Ultron writer and director Joss Whedon kind of dropped the ball on him. But there is another, since Quicksilver is a character that there were dual rights for. Therefore, Fox could do their version of Quicksilver too. The X-Men iteration of Peter was portrayed by Evan Peters, also of Kick-Ass fame. And unlike the MCU version, this version became an instant fan favorite. He was good in X-Men Days of Future Past, where the character was a last-minute replacement for a young Juggernaut, and he was great in X-Men Apocalypse. Honestly, he was just about the only good thing about X-Men Apocalypse. Not even he could save Dark Phoenix. Be that as it may, in WandaVision, Wanda wanted her brother back, her brother being the Aaron Taylor Johnson iteration of the character. But since he's dead, that's beyond her abilities. The next best thing though was bringing in another version of her brother from a parallel universe, and that's exactly what she did. And thus, the MCU Quicksilver became recast, and the door to the Fox X-Men universe sprung open. However, a good chunk of the Spanish-speaking audience will have to deal with more recasting than just that. On February 7th, Sin Excepcion reported that Rodri Martin, the Spanish voice actor providing the mainland Spain dub for Evan Peters' Quicksilver, had been fired, and would not be reprising the role of Evan Peters' Iberian Peninsula voice after all. Now, this won't affect most of you watching one bit, but I'm sure it will be annoying to a big chunk of the Spanish-speaking audience. I live in subtitle land myself, which I'm grateful for. But in the countries that for some reason subscribe to dubbing, the good ones will try to find a voice actor that sounds like the original actor, and then have that voice actor, as much as possible, consistently dub that actor, so that for instance Keanu Reeves or Brie Larson or whoever sounds the same from movie to movie. Case in point, I think it might have been in Italy a few years back that fans were in uproar after a voice actor retired, and Tom Cruise suddenly started sounding like Arnold Schwarzenegger or some such, because the voice actor known for that took over. So, with that established, the background here is that Rodri Martin, the Spanish voice actor of Evan Peters' Quicksilver, was actually contracted to reprise his role for WandaVision. He was so happy and excited about this that he instantly shared it on Twitter, thereby violating his NDA, spoiling the reveal, and subsequently getting fired. Now, I understand that violating his NDA needed to have repercussions, but I do think they probably should have handled it in a better way, one which would not detract from Spanish-speaking audiences' enjoyment of the series. Because now, Evan Peters' Quicksilver will no longer sound like Evan Peters' Quicksilver. Since Spanish audiences are mostly used to the same actors being dubbed by the same local voice actors, you should now be wondering, who will Quicksilver sound like instead? The answer to that is Charlie Cox's Daredevil. That's right, the replacement voice actor for Evan Peters' Quicksilver is Manuel Jimeno, who voiced Matt Murdock in 3 seasons of Daredevil, 4 if you count The Defenders. To audiences in mainland Spain, that is who Evan Peters' Quicksilver will now sound like. It gets better though. According to our good friend Mikey Sutton, Charlie Cox will reprise his signature role of Daredevil in the MCU down the line as well. Manuel Jimeno would naturally have been a lock for that, but now that they've already wasted his voice on Quicksilver, they're probably gonna have to find another voice for Daredevil too. Nice going, Disney. I like WandaVision, and I'm excited for what it will bring. But Disney Corporate in America kind of messed up the pace there, while Disney Corporate in Spain messed up both Quicksilver and Daredevil in one go. The phrase "do better" comes to mind. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments.